Police in Israel have clashed with dozens of Palestinian worshippers inside Jerusalem's al-Aqsa mosque compound. They say they carried out a pre-dawn raid into the holy site after agitators locked themselves inside the mosque. The Palestinian Red Crescent reported numerous injuries. 9 rockets were fired at southern Israeli towns from Gaza following the police raid. Well, let's speak to our correspondent Lucy Williamson now, who's in Jerusalem. Lucy, just looking at pictures of the Al-Aqsa Mosque, all looking quiet there at the moment, but take us through what happened overnight.
Well, as you say, in the early hours of this morning, the Israeli police say they went in to clear the mosque after a group of Palestinians barricaded themselves inside, and they said they were targeted with fireworks and stones. There's some video footage that has come out from both sides showing some quite dramatic scenes inside the mosque. You can see the fireworks exploding towards the Israeli police forces. There's also other footage that's come out showing the police beating people inside the mosque with batons and what looks like their weapons as well. These sorts of scenes have been seen before in the Al-Aqsa compound. The risk, of course, is that because it's such a sensitive site, that it will risk a wider conflict erupting, particularly because there are 2 religious holidays happening at the same time at the moment, the Jewish festival of Passover and the Muslim holy month of Ramadan. And actually last night we saw rockets fired from the Gaza Strip towards Israel, no injuries reported there. And Israeli airstrikes have also taken place in the Gaza Strip against Hamas targets, the militant group there.
This is a regular flashpoint, isn't it? It's the holiest site in Judaism, the 3rd holiest site in Islam. Just explain a bit more around the context of why it's so contentious, this site.
It's very carefully managed. Jews are allowed to pray at the Wailing Wall just below the site. They're allowed to visit Temple Mount, Haram al-Sharif, but they're not allowed to pray there. There are activities that are banned there for anyone except Muslims. And at this time of Passover, there's a routine call from a fringe Jewish group to try and take a lamb up to Temple Mount, to slaughter it, do a ritual slaughter to mark the holiday of Passover. That's seen as something that, if it were to happen, would be very inflammatory to the situation. So I think we're now going into a week where those 2 religious holidays are coinciding, and security forces are watching very carefully to try and make sure that there are no incidents of that kind that might prove a flashpoint. In fact, the Israeli National Security Minister, Itamar Ben-Gvir, has come out, although he himself has been criticized for visiting Temple Mount in the past and some of his activities in the past. He has come out and said very clearly that while Jews, in his view, should be visiting that compound, they should not be taking animals up there, and they should not be planning a ritual slaughter of this kind.
Lucy Williamson in Jerusalem, thank you for bringing us the latest there.